What does life as a product manager look like? There's an analogy out there courtesy of the American entrepreneur Ben Horowitz and his widely circulated memo, Good Product Manager, Bad Product Manager. That a good product manager is essentially the CEO of a product. After all, they act as both a catalyst and leader for a product's development. A product manager drives and oversees the strategy and roadmap for a product or product line. They represent the needs of internal stakeholders and customers, managing requirements from different teams and perspectives, such as marketing and sales, all while working with engineering and development teams to deliver. Ultimately, they're accountable for making things happen for the product. However, unlike a CEO, they probably won't have ultimate authority over resource and budget or direct responsibility for profit and loss. So, where can you work as a product manager? In short, any industry that involves tech, fintech, e-commerce, streaming services, telecoms, edtech, and legal tech, to name a few. You might assume then that you need to be very technical and have a lot of technical know-how in order to become a product manager. However, that's not the case. Technical skills are certainly beneficial if you have them, but they aren't essential unless you're applying for a role that explicitly requires technical skills. In fact, university graduates from any degree background can go straight into a product management role. Equally, you might work in another area first, such as marketing or UX design, and sidestep into product management. What you will need, though, is an interest in tech and a curiosity about the way it's moving. It will also give yourself a leg up if you do your own research into product management. There are formal qualifications you can gain, but you can also develop your knowledge in other ways, such as attending conferences, listening to podcasts, and reading literature. We will share some suggested resources at the end of this course. Engaging the field will help you to become familiar with product managers' ways of working and to get to grips with the terminology from Scrums and Kanban to Agile working. So, what does a product manager do day to day? Well, you can expect to do a lot of user story writing. What that means is you'll get in the headspace of your user. They want to be able to perform a specific action, but what does that mean from a requirements perspective? Then you'll build it out further so that a developer can take it away and create it. It will also be your job to come up with measurable KPIs, key performance indicators, to ensure new features and products are performing the way you want them to. It's really important not to have vanity metrics, something we'll discuss more in the next part of this course. And it's safe to say, you'll need to love data as a product manager. You'll spend a lot of time looking at the information available to you to pull out key insights and make data-driven decisions. To achieve this, we work with a range of tools, including road mapping software, behavioral analytics tools, and other web analytics services that report on product performance. There is also a need for qualitative data, so product managers will collect this. For instance, you might run focus groups with your target audience to show them the latest features and get their feedback. There's a lot of communication involved in the job of a product manager. You'll have conversations with customers and internal stakeholders to determine their needs. And then there's the constant communication with the development and engineering teams to refine different features of your product. In reality, it's the softer skills that will help you to be a good product manager. Alongside communication, you'll also need strong negotiation, influencing, and leadership skills. After all, you'll always be talking to different stakeholders and bringing them on board with your vision. You need to be a good storyteller to get people excited and take people on the journey with you. But it is also just as much about choosing between and saying no to ideas, and about managing expectations. You'll most likely be responsible for considering the resources needed and cost to introduce different features and deciding what's feasible. More often than not, the art of product management is finding the middle ground for everyone. But you need to deliver these messages in the right way. You'll also need to have empathy with all parties, from the user to the development team, so you can understand their needs and their pain points. So, what does career progression look like for a product manager? Well, you'll probably start off as an assistant product manager or product manager. In time, you can progress to senior product manager, lead product manager, and then the head of product or vice president of product. Alternatively, you might start as a product owner before moving into product management. There isn't a hierarchy between these roles, but it is a common move. While the two roles of product owner and product manager often get confused or used interchangeably, they are different jobs. A product owner is typically more focused on short-term tactical wins rather than long-term strategy. They're usually more linked with the development teams and communicate less with internal stakeholders and customers. Because of this, the role of a product owner is often more technical than a product manager. Finally, if you've got big dreams for the future, many product managers have gone on to become CEOs. After all, going back to Ben Horowitz's analogy, the skills and responsibilities of a product manager aren't worlds away from that of a CEO, just on a smaller scale. Move on to the next part of this course where you can try your hand at a typical product management task.